what's going on, everybody out there? It's Midway right here with Father's Day show. We're gonna do a real short video today. We don't have the entire panel today, but we have still gonna talk about a few things on this show. I kind of wanted to address some myths that were about the black fatherhood, the black community, and just fatherhood in general. I was reading some articles online, and I stumbled across. Well, I kind of was thinking about an article I read a long time ago from hearing a podcast, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and some guys were talking about it. And so I looked up their research to see what they were talking about and see if it was actually true. Basically, it was talking about how black fathers are more connected with their children if they're separated from the mother. Black fathers were in the lives of their children more than any other race of fathers out there. And when I read the articles and the research, I was like, well, I kind of knew what it was. I kind of figured we were, because we really care about our children, just like any other race. But we tend to be put lower in society standards. Society tends to look at us as if we're less than. So because of that, we tend to do a little bit more than other fathers out there, because we have something to prove, I guess you should say. So today we're going to be talking about basically 5 lies. There's an article I read in the Huffington Post. I think it was 2014, but they had an article. It was called 5 Lies We Should Stop Telling About Black Fatherhood. And we're just going to be going over that article. It's from 2014 and discussing a few of those topics. Pull up a little bit of the research, man. We're going to keep this video nice and quick. Not going to be here too long, man. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. The Father's Day show will continue. I'm just doing I took a break for the guys, and I wanted to show a little bit of research. If you want to check episodes 1, 2, and 3, we're going to have episodes every Sunday. Please make sure you tune in. Go to Facebook, hit the follow button to follow the Facebook page, Father's Day Show. Please come to SPMediaTV on YouTube. Click on the channel page. Once you type in SP Media with no spaces, you click on the channel page, go to the playlist, scroll down to the Father's Day playlist, and you'll be able to see all the content for the Father's Day show, such as this content that you're watching right now. So without further ado, we're going to get into the article, and I'm going to show you guys. All right, here's the article from Huffington Post. It's as you can see, the date up here. Let me get my mouse and get full focus. My chair loud as hell, y'all. Okay, so here's the article right here. Let me click it. So it's from June 13th, 2014, and it's Huffington Post, as you can see up here. Black Voices. They have a section that talks about different things in the black community. 5 lies we should stop telling about black fatherhood. It's written by Danielle Cadet. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go over, keep it brief. So one of the things that I wanted to, like I said, I started this show because I wanted to talk about the perspective of fatherhood, because we get the father's perspective on life and how we deal with our children, how we deal with our mothers, how we just go day to day, just like what goes on in our brain, because we tend to get overlooked quite often, man. So because of this, there's stigmas about us. There's stigmas about what we do, what goes on, especially in the black community, man. This is more so for my brothers, but it applies to all races, man. Things like this is kind of why I do the show, man. So this Huffington Post article about dispelling myths, I feel, is a great topic for today, because it kind of harps on some of the things and the reasons why I started this show in the first place. So if we get back to it, as you can see here, the 5 myths are: black fathers aren't involved in their children's lives. The increasing number of single parent homes is exclusively a black problem. The number of unwed mothers is a statement of morality in the black community. Then you have men who didn't have fathers won't make good fathers. I don't know what that's about. And then black fathers are an anomaly. Alright, so if we come up here to this first one right here, which says black this is just ridiculous. Look at that picture right there. Oh, that's so cruel. Look at it. I got plenty of pictures like that. Me and my son, my oldest son, we got some lovely pictures. Anyway, so this first one right here, black fathers aren't in their children's lives. It says recent data published by the CDC, Center for Disease Control, revealed that African American fathers spend more time in their children's day-to-day lives than dads from other racial groups. Defying stereotypes about black fatherhood. The Pew Research Center has found similar evidence that black dads don't differ from white dads in any significant way, and that there isn't an expected disparity found in so many other reports. So if you click on the this link right here, it takes you to this article right here. This is the research for the CDC, the whole report, National Health Statistics Report, that you can Google. You know, it's public information. Fathers' involvement with their children, United States, 2006-2010. All right, so I checked out this the opening part of it, the abstract of it. And the report measures fathers' involvement with their children's I'm tripping. This report measures fathers' involvement with their children. Father involvement is measured by how often a man participated in a set of activities in the last 4 weeks with children who were living with him and children who were living apart. So it basically studied for a month a group of individuals. I think it was like 10,000 men. Yeah, here it is right here. 10,000 different men between the ages of 15 to 44. Some of the children who were living with the father, and studied children who were living absent of their father. And out of all these studies, man, you found out that black fathers, according to this study, spend more time with their children than any other race. I think it was Hispanics and whites that they focused on. If you scroll down, let me show you guys something. I'm trying to keep this real short. Excuse me. Where's that? Page 6. There we go. All right, so it basically talks about little things. The percentage of children who live with their fathers versus the ones who don't, and the percentage of non-custodial parents. It's like a co-residential thing. Some with the mother, some with the father, right? So if you scroll down here and you see these types of charts they have plenty of them, man. You can go check this study out for yourself. But if you check out this first study, right, this first chart right here, it has basic things like fed and ate with the children, bathed them, dressed them, read to them, played with them, right? Check this out right here, yo. Check this out. Where is it? Where does it say that? Let me see. Here we go right here. There was a significant difference by Hispanic origin and race among fathers with co-residential children. Black fathers, 70%, were most likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day, and comparing to white, 60%, and Hispanic fathers, 45%. You look at all of these stats, man. More than one half of fathers aged 22 to 24 with a high school diploma or less education, 54%, had not eaten a meal with their non-co-residential children in the last 4 weeks, a significantly higher percentage than fathers of some college or more education. So it seems like the dumber you are, I guess, the more time you spend with your children. And I guess I kind of correlate that to if you're not as educated, you kind of tend to have a basic job. So you're going to do your basic 9 to 5 hours, if that. Probably got a part-time job if you're working at all. So you kind of have more time to spend with your children because you're not always at work. The more educated you are, you tend to have a higher paying job, which takes up more of your time. So you tend to be away from the family more. But I'm not sure if that's a bad thing, but it does show that these type of studies here, typically between Hispanics and white fathers, black fathers tend to be in their children's lives when it comes to things like eating with them, bathing them, reading to them, the basic stuff like that. So we go back to this study, right? Scroll down to all right, here's another one. 8 meals with, took to or from activities, talked about day, whatever, helped with homework and stuff like that, right? So like I was saying, black fathers are in our children's lives. The studies prove it, man. This show right here, man, we have a group of 3 individuals who talk about their struggles, their positives, their overcoming of obstacles and everything with their children. Me, Sways, South, we come together and talk about great issues, man, that have to do with this show. And as you can see, the studies prove that we folk with our kids, man. So it is what it is. Coming back to this study, man, to this article, the increasing the next lie that they were talking about in the Huffington Post article, the increasing number of single parents homes is exclusively a black problem. All right. So if you read this, it says the increase in number of single parent homes has repeatedly been painted as a problem exclusively rooted in the black community. However, that fact couldn't be further from the truth. The number of single parent American homes has tripled in numbers since 1960. An overwhelming majority of those households are likely to be led by black and Hispanic women, but the number of black father households, single father households, the number of black single father households is on the what? The rise, man. As you can see right there, it's on the rise. Like, we take pride in what we do with our children, man. We know that the lack of having a father in the household or outside of the household, a lack of having a father present in a child's life, hurts that child tremendously. It increases the likelihood of them going to jail, increases the likelihood of them being poor, the likelihood of them having more children outside of wedlock. Just a lot of negative things that potentially can happen with the absence of a father, and we recognize that. You know, I'm a statistic of myself. I fell victim to it myself, which is why I try my best to change that for mine, even though I still go through my own obstacles, which is what we talk about on this show. But regardless, we are recognizing our faults and the potential harms that we cause our children. So as an effort to change that, you know, we have groups, we have our homies, we have shows like this where we focus on trying to make sure that we're there for our children in the long run, because we're trying to change the narrative as well as protect our children from any type of harm that could come their way. Okay, and so moving on, myth number 3. So far we've covered black fathers aren't involved in their children's lives. The increasing number of single parent homes is exclusively a black problem. And the third one is the number of unwed mothers is a statement of morality in the black community. According to the 2010 study, 72% of black children are born to unwed mothers, a sharp contrast to the 24% detailed in the 1965 Moynihan report. So what that's kind of saying is that we out here getting it in, y'all. We out here getting it in. You know, our grandparents, you know, they're getting married, being married for 50, 60, 70 years, have 17 children, and but they're married, you know what I'm saying? So we're not necessarily getting married as much as we used to. We're out here getting it in. You know, it's a lot of internet dating, easier access to women and men in the dating realm, and we're out there, you know what I'm saying, co-mingling quite a bit. So yes, with that co-mingling and the rise of the internet and social media, the interaction between young men and young black women, especially those who grew up without their fathers in their lives, is going to be on the rise as well. Which is where the numbers come from. 72% of black children are born to unwed mothers, from a 2010 study, from 24% in 1965. That's a 300% increase in as little as about 50 years. Social media, man, that's a big thing. But check this out. Some have taken this number and cited it as contributing factor to a large portion of black America's present-day plight. However, many have taken issue with this statistic because it has been used with respect to the black community's moral standing in an article for The Atlantic. Ta-Nehisi Coates, whatever his name is, I messed it up, broke the numbers down in an effort to give a more accurate description. Alright, so if you read this, he pretty much talked to you about in basics right here about how it's not really a pathological or immoral issue. There's a lot of contributing factors to what is going on with these numbers and what's going on in the community as to why this is happening. The lie is basically is that we have no morals. That's why we out here just getting it in and having children all over the place and just leaving them whatever. But that's just not the case. That's what society tends to put on the label and the blanket coat over people's eyes and make it seem like that, like we just out here being reckless. But this study right here, if you click on this report in the Huffington Post, you can click on it and it will bring up the articles and the research to show you the more detailed aspect of what's going on in that realm, as to why these numbers are what they are, and it's not what you think. All right, so moving on to myth number 4, and we got 2 more. We're gonna end this video. Men who didn't have fathers won't make good fathers. Come on, man. All right, so this here is more personal. It's almost as personal as the first one. Yes, not having your dad present growing up, it's almost no substitute for it, man. You gotta have your pop, man. You gotta have your pop, man. You need that guidance. Yeah, if you watch, I'll click up on the spot right here, man. I'm gonna have a link to the last show, well, episode 2, where we talked about co-parenting and stuff like that. Not having a dad in your life growing up, you miss out on a whole lot of stuff, man. How to be a man, how to, be a co-parent, how to be a good spouse, how to shave, how to fix cars, how to let a woman win the argument, not try to be right all the time. You miss a whole lot of stuff on how to be that dude, man. So without all the necessary tools, when you become a father, with no guidance, you have to kind of learn on the fly. So I can see how people would perceive that as you won't make a good father because you didn't have one. But in the true reality of it, it can go one or two ways. I'm gonna talk about that after I read this little quick thing, right? So look, there is no disputing that the effect fatherlessness has on children's lives. Children in father-absent homes are almost 4 times more likely to be poor and be raised without a father's and being raised without a father raises the risk of teen pregnancy, marrying with less than a high school education, a degree, and forming a marriage where both partners have less than a high school degree. So you end up getting you a dumb girl because you dumb. However, men who didn't grow up with their fathers are not incapable of being good fathers themselves, an assumption disproportionately assigned to black men who are more likely to be raised by single mothers. So when you have stereotypes out there and you have negative stigmas about an entire community based off of lies, you can, if you're part of that community that's been stigmatized, it's kind of easy to be swept into that yourself, and you tend to believe it yourself. You tend to believe those lies yourself. Then you make excuses for yourself because you didn't have a dad, whatever. You might as well just fall right into the trap yourself. And then you raised by these black women out here who also didn't grow up with their dads. They're doing it on their own. And the crack era and all that stuff did to our community, man. It kind of turned the bond that the man and woman, the black man and woman had, like upside down. It destroyed that completely. So you basically a young father out there with no guidance in a torturous community where everybody's looking at you like you ain't shiznit, right? But that don't mean you have to succumb to that and only be that. The 2 ways that I was talking about is you might end up going to the left and becoming this terrible person because you make excuses, or you look at your situation and say, I don't want to be this. And you end up being greater than just the average man, which is where these numbers come from in the CDC, where black fathers are outperforming Hispanics and whites, because we don't want to be that statistic anymore. We don't want to be that at all. We're not that, and we prove that with the studies that we show. There is no middle ground, and there is no average dad. You're either gonna be a bum ass dad, you're gonna be a dope ass dad. You know, for the most part. There's exceptions to every rule. But who says men who didn't have fathers won't make good fathers? That's just a lie. And then the last lie that's talked about in the Huffington Post article: black fathers are an anomaly. If you know what an anomaly is, man, come on, man. That's just like a rare sighting. Black fathers do exist. A message that entrepreneur William K. Middlebrooks hopes to spread with his book, Dare to Be Extraordinary, a collection of positive lives with lessons from African American fathers. God damn, that title long, boy. Could you fit all that on the page, boy? Good God, I'm gonna click on this right quick. See what this young look like. See what that boy look like, boy. You know you're a father. When you got a shirt like that, you a daddy. You a real daddy with a shirt like that. For real. Alright, so let's read this right here. It says, black fathers do exist. A message from entrepreneur blah 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 with the long ass book name. Part chapter memoir, part call to action, and part inspiration. The book recognizes and honors the wisdom and teachings of African American fathers passed down to sons and daughters. Among them, cultural icon entrepreneur Russell Simmons, NBA veteran Allen Houston, and all the people been talking about them saying. So it's talking about basically the book, what's going in the book. But this thing that African American fathers are an anomaly. Like I said, CDC already proved that. Not only are we not an anomaly, but we're actually outperforming other cultures and other races when it comes to how we're in our children's lives. Yes, we have some things that we do to correct, as everybody does, but we're not an anomaly, man. We're here. This show proves it. This show is here to talk about it. We got a lot of mistakes that we got to correct, but we're also doing a lot of great things. So that's all I wanted to touch on, man. We'll just keep it nice, short, and simple for you guys today. We're going to be back next week, same time, 8 o'clock, for another show. We're going to have the whole panel here talking about something that's very dope, but very concerning at the same time, man. It's a topic that I want to let you guys know about, but you kind of got to hold it in for a little bit, man, because we don't want to spoil the surprise, man. But be sure to tune in to the show next week. Also, if you want to catch up on some of the past shows, like I said, be sure to go to the YouTube page, type in SPMediaTV in the search bar, click on the channel page, go to the playlist, scroll down to the Father's Day playlist to catch all the Father's Day content. Also, be sure to go to the Facebook page, click on the Father's Day Show Facebook page. Click on the page, scroll through some of the content, leave a couple comments, get involved in some of the chat. We're trying to grow that page to 1,000 followers or more. If we can get those numbers up there, man, please like, follow, and share, and all that good stuff, man. Until next time, man, we'll see you later. See you next week, Sunday. Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in on Midway. We out, man.